Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I thought that I would just kind of chat with you today as I prep some of my pages. Don't know if I'm going to do all of them, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. I got my, well, I was going to say signatures, but it's just one signature. Anyway, I got it sewn in. I used the orange and white twine because, well, with the yellow, it kind of looks like candy corn. So anyway, I'm going to do my standard inking. I think this is my color palette. I don't know how much of the green I'm going to use, but it is still kind of fall. Everything here in Florida is still pretty green. So, not that that matters in my journal, but you see two colors that you don't normally see in my journal, and that's purple. And I don't know which one I like better, so we're going to play around with it. Anyway, so thought I'd just play a little bit. So grab your cup of coffee, grab your favorite beverage, your journal, or whatever it is you're stitching or something that you're working on. Or maybe it's just fussy cut while you watch, listen. And anyway, I need to do some repair already. Let's see, I can fix that. There we go. I don't usually have that happen either, but I must not have gotten glue all the way up to the edge on that one. So this first page I'm going to leave blank because this is the cover page that never happens. So we're going to leave that one blank. I never like to start on the first page. I want a full page anyway. And I need to decide if I want I am going to do the collage calendar this month. You know, the little sticker calendar. I'm going to do that this month. I think I like it in the front. I don't know that it really matters. Well, sure, let's leave it in the front. I don't have any extra pages to play with. I mean, I have plenty, but just for what I need. So, oh dear. We'll just put it in the back. I'm just going to start right here. That wasn't supposed to be my major decision of the day. Yeah, that was not, yeah. So, how are you? What are you up to these days? What have you gotten started in your October journal? As you can see, we're well into October, and I'm just now prepping some pages. Wait a minute. I do know that I'm not going to mix the orange and the purple. I'm not going to mix the purple. Well, I'm going to let them dry. So I'm going to go through and do, I know that I want orange on most everything. So, you know, orange or yellow. Both of them make mud with purple. But you've seen, if you've been here, you've seen me do this. Well, maybe not 100 times, but you've seen it several times. I've got my coffee with my bunny cup that says some bunny needs coffee that I can't show you or I will dump my cup of coffee. What was I, let's see, where's my water? Here's my water. Okay, think I have everything finally. So I just thought we'd chit chat, and I'm gonna use my printables for this month. And someone asked me, so I did it. They asked me if I would do the candy corn numbers separately, so I did. I did not think to do these separately. If you want those, in other words, they didn't want the page of clip art. They're not, you know, if you're not really into Halloween but you like candy corn, they are listed in my Etsy shop separately and as a kit. But I have not listed this one separately, and it's purple, yellow, and orange. And yeah, I know, right? That's a new color for me. I'm not usually into purples, but we're gonna see. So I'm not so worried about matching. You know, sometimes I like to do this as I go because I might want to match what I'm doing that day. But I have gotten to where that doesn't bother me as much, or not that it bothered me. Hold on, I am going to use Let me see if I can make some more room and still have you see. Okay. I'm going to do this because I don't want ink everywhere. Well, that might not work as well as I thought it was going to, but it'll help some. Anyway, so anyway, you've seen me, if you've been here, you've seen me do this. This might be a different color palette than you've seen, but what I'm working with right now is Distress ink, and it's Spice Marmalade, and it's kind of a yellowy orange. It depends on how much you water it down. So as I said before, I want the orange to completely dry, so I'm going to move on. Let me just put this in the, let me move my plastic with my ink on it, because I'm not worried about it getting on the other papers. I just don't want it all over my cover. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Anybody else say that? So when this is watered down this much, I have found it's kind of hard to tell it from the yellow. But we're going to do some with the orange and some with the yellow and see at the end if we can tell the difference. And I might not be too worried about doing too many colors, although I do like a variety. But anyway, let me see if I can get a little bit more color on here. It gets down to that end and it just doesn't want to, you know. But see, here it's looking a little more yellow than orange. But that's quite all right. Well, since I'm changing that, I might change to the yellow. And we'll just see if we notice a difference, you know, while it's still wet anyway. Because this is a orangey, kind of an orangey yellow too. Oop, forgot my water. And I don't have to add quite as much water, but sometimes it goes on really dark, and if I don't add enough water, and I don't know that I always like it that dark. Oh, and by the way, you see I went back to my white paper. Yeah, I really struggled. I tried the book text, and I will use it again. I just have to be a little less busy and a little more, it took a little more thought process to figure out how I wanted to write on it. I know how to do it. It just wasn't in my go-to, if that makes sense. And yeah, so it kind of became cumbersome. Cumbersome? Is that a word? Yeah, did I say that right? It became very chore-like. And that's not what the journal's about. Now, that is not to say that, I mean, those are perfect for like junk journals and things you're just going to collage on. But for my daily journal, that was the first time I had ever used anything other than, you know, just the plain white paper or like grid paper from, you know, like a composition book or lined paper, something like that. And yeah, I didn't, I liked the weight of it. It was thinner than this, but yet it still it handled the ink and everything pretty well. Let's see if this is drying. Okay, so that is a little bit more vibrant. You can see it gets a little less and less as I go. No, that actually was pretty vibrant too. But you really can't tell much of a difference between the orange and the yellow. So, now I can go back in a second layer and I can deepen the color, but right now I'm just trying to get a little bit of a base, a little bit of a background, and, you know, just kind of go with it. Just something to get me started. And now I do miss the grid because I liked blocking off, and I would use like my markers more, and I would block, like if I had a picture here, I would block this section off, and that's where I wrote about that picture, and then I'd have a picture here, and I'd block. So I do miss my composition books. I miss my graph paper, but I'm liking this. At some point, I will figure out how to use the graph paper again. I mean, I know how to use graph paper. But without gluing the pages together, everything goes through it. This ink, the background doesn't so much. You can see it from the other side. But most of the markers that I used would ghost or bleed onto 2 other pages, and I didn't want that. So that's why I was so tickled when I found this paper, because I could still use my markers, but I didn't have to take the time to glue pages together. So I have found kind of a happy place with this, and let's see if we've dried it all. Those are fairly dry. Oh, those 2 are stuck together. How many pages do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so maybe I want to change up and use Rusty Hinge. This is an orangey brown, I think. Or, well, I say I think. I know what it looks like. It might actually come out more orange than brown. Might come out more orange than the orange. So, but I'd rather add, you know, I add more water to it because I'd rather it be lighter and then add, you know, you can always add more. It's really hard to take it back off. And then I'm gonna, when I know that the first page is dry, I'm going to try adding purple and see if it, well, if I'm gonna mess up a page, let's mess up the first page, right? I'm just gonna see what it will do with the, once they're dry. I know when you heat set Distress inks, it'll, I think, make them a little more permanent. But I'm not heat setting these. I'm just letting them air dry. So I want to make sure all this orange and yellow is off. I have Crackling Campfire. I know that will work. But I kind of want to see what, maybe I'll start with the Crackling Campfire. Okay, I'm a little scared. I'll try the purple on a page that's not quite as dark, where the ink's not quite as prominent, maybe. I don't know. It just sounds good in my head. So, Crackling Campfire it is. And I love the combination of this. So, this combination is Spice Marmalade and Crackling Campfire. And I love, love, love this combination. Now, it would not behoove me to add yellow to this unless I got a really, really bright or pale yellow like the Squeeze Lemonade, because I don't think you'd see it. I mean, I don't think you'd be able to tell that I added yellow, so why bother, right? Because our orange, our Spice Marmalade, looks like the yellow. When you hold it on there, you get more of a spread out look than when you know, it's more of a solid spread than when you just do the little daps. And I like all the little dots. That's just my preference. So that's why I just kind of dab it. All right, so let's let that dry. All this little black stuff is from the paper pad. All right, this looks like as good a place as any to try the purple. but I do need to make sure it's dried. Let me get a swig of my coffee here. I hope that you're crafting or journaling along with me. It is evening. This is my evening coffee. My husband will be home from work here shortly. And yeah. I'm going to... I want to test these purples because I'm not sure which purple I like or will like. So I just want to try. I have a feeling that this is more of a pinky or red purple. I think this is more of the purple that's in my little days of the week. So here it goes. Well, I'm going to try it on this little index card first, just to make sure it's the purple that I want, and it is. I guess I could have tried the yellow on that too. All right, ready, set, here we go. Because I think I'm wanting it to stay. I don't want them to blend. I don't want them to mix because they're gonna make mud. I want you to clearly be able to see the yellowy orange and the purple. So I'm trying really hard not to put a lot on here. See, just like that. Now that looks like LSU colors, and I'm not an LSU fan, but for Halloween or for an October, it's not a Halloween journal. It's an October journal. Now, I do like the cutesy stuff of the season. I like all the pumpkins. I like the little friendly, like my little cat witch, you know, something friendly looking. But I'm not into all the spooky stuff and the, I don't know. I mean, not that it gets that scary. It's paper, right? But, you know. Well, that'll be fun to start with. Oh, I didn't do the first page. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put the Seedless Preserve back up. I'm not even going to try it because I know this is the purple I want. Because I'm trying to match these. So for all of you that bought these, for all of you who bought these this month, or the ones who are still going to get them, how are you going to do your backgrounds? What color backgrounds are you going to do in your journal? And you don't have to do any. I mean, I could leave this white and still use my markers, but I think this paper will absorb more of it and it'll use more of the markers, if that makes sense. And I don't have to have purple on every page, but I am curious how this is going to blend with this. I'm going to be ever so careful. Now, I did end up putting more water on this one than I did on the others. I didn't mean to, but I did. It just kind of happened. So I'm not going to put, I'm trying to just put it like in the white spaces. Mostly. See, I'm starting to get a little brown blending there. There. Took care of that. There we go. Yeah, that was a little too wet. But it worked out just fine. We got it before it dried. And I mean, you know, brown, it's fall, right? So if we end up with some brown, then I guess that's not horrible either, because brown is a good fall color. Yeah. So, yeah, that looks a little LSU for my liking. What's different about the other one? I think because I added the crackling campfire, I like it better. So, let's do... I want these to have a chance of drying. Yeah, see, I'm starting to get a little mud right there. It starts to get that... It's kind of an olivey mud color, olivey brown. It's not a pretty brown. So So, you know, we want to avoid that as much as possible. But like I said, I put too much water. I sprayed too much water on it. And so it kind of reactivated the ink that was on the paper. And I'm sure I didn't let it completely dry too. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. So like this one's just going to have hints of purple, which is great. But you know, I don't use purple much. And I have some purple stuff. So I might as well use it. Alright, so I'm going to go back and add, where'd it go? Rusty Hinge. And I might not do, well, this is just the, okay, I kind of stopped. Well, I'm just going to start there. I don't know if I want to use the green. What do you think? 1, 2, 2 squirts is sufficient. I added 3. That might be too much. And I could have absorbed some of that with my paper towel before I picked it up on my plastic, but I did not do that. Let's see. That's not horrible. So, that looks like that's playing well together. So maybe I'll do some without the purple. I could always go back and add once I put my numbers on. But I like to have some sort of a base while I'm, you know, just to have a starting point. I know this is probably not that exciting to watch. And I don't even really have a good story to tell you. But, I just wanted to, you know, I've been, not needing to do this. I've been, I had other things I had to do first. So, but I wanted to go ahead and get this part done, or at least started, so that I could journal. This is prompt week, so I want to do prompt week. And I don't think I have printed out the prompts, and I have to get some more ink. So, I think I was stopping. Well, I'll do one more. Should I try one in green? Or maybe I'll just do one in, I can't remember. That looks like Rusty Hinge. Let me just add some yellow to this one, and then we'll call this part good, and I'll start putting the numbers on. How far are we into the video? Okay. Yeah, I knew I wouldn't have time to do all of them, but that's okay. I don't have to do all of them, but I did like it when I did a week at a time. It's not too much of a commitment ahead of time. Doesn't take too long, but it, you know, at least if I only have a little bit of time to come in here and journal, then at least I have, I got that on there. I wonder how. But at least I have something started, right? I don't remember what color I had. I don't know. I thought that was Rusty Hinge. I'm not seeing a huge difference. I can tell that this is yellow. So that's pretty fall. I love the colors of fall, y'all. I mean, I love all the brights of summer too, but fall is probably my favorite. I love the crispness and the crispness, not Christmas, crispness of the air. And spring is fun too, garden-wise and whatever, but we don't get a whole lot of a spring, and sometimes it's so rainy and it's humid, and it goes from 0 to 60 in a hurry, or, you know, it jumps up to 90 in a big hurry. So, let me see if we have dried. I do like that combination though. And that one, I thought I added more orange to it, but I guess I didn't. I did this one. But it'll be fine just like it is. So, one thing about these is they should be pretty easy to cut. It's just kind of a simple shape. Well, if anybody can make it difficult, it would be me. So, and then the numbers are very easy to cut out. That is not the first day. This is the first day. There. So how I design these is I have them in whatever side I need to do, 1 week here, 1 week here, because a lot of months have 4 weeks, right? So I try to do it so that I can cut a strip and cut them into strips and put them in the front. But let's see, this started on a Sunday. So the first is a Sunday. Now, they are fairly simple squares. However, the little ink runs out from around the square, so it is a little bit of a shape if you want to cut it. If not, you can cut it right on the square line. Or it's not a square, it's a rectangle. But there. But I just wanted to show you how that was going to look, you know, together. And we've got all the colors, and I'm going to get that glued down. As soon as I can find this is my glue paper. There we go. Here's my glue. Right in front of me. And let's see how we like it. See if we change anything before I go too far. I know that I will be lacking 3 days. Not numbers, but the days of the week. And see, and you can barely even see that I've got a little bit of a white edge around there. Now you could tuck that underneath there and not see it at all, but I kind of like it over. I could have fussy cut that a little bit better, but that's splitting hairs. No, it's not. Now it's going to drive me crazy. There. See how easy that was to fix? Got a little bit of glue on there, but it'll dry. So cute. Cute, cute. That'll be fun. Okay, so we're starting. This is Sunday. I'm looking at my calendar. Sunday the 1st, so Monday's the 2nd. And I'll probably come through here and cut all my numbers out. I didn't do it before this video because I really didn't have time. If I would have sat here and cut them out, I wouldn't have been able to make a video afterwards. And so, because we've got a lot to do when he comes home from work, so I thought that I would just come in here and do this with you and have coffee with you and chat and see how your day is going. I'm going to shut the glue for a minute. And hopefully you're crafting along with me. Or doing something productive. I mean, you could be washing dishes for all I know. I do that a lot of times. I will put my iPad on and it's got a little stand and I will set it up like when I'm cleaning the kitchen or cooking dinner, which is what I should be doing right now. And yes, I said should and I meant it. But, you know, I'll play some, somebody's video and just, listen and kind of, we've talked about watch listening before. And I'll kind of watch listen and I'll be listening and doing what I'm doing and then something will catch my attention and I'll have to rewind it and watch. See what I missed. It might not be, I might not be as productive if I wasn't watch listening to something, but it definitely makes it way more fun. So, 5, 6, and I think that's where I'm going to stop. Well, I guess I could do the whole to the 7th, right? This was just one whole row of numbers. And let's see. Yep, I'll spring for the next one. And then that'll be a whole row of days. There we go. And then we'll have the first week prepped. Alrighty, so 2nd, 3rd, see how we're drying. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Now, I have not gone through and written my numbers on there, so that's kind of brave, but it's just the first week. It usually takes me a couple weeks in the month to lose track of where I am. All right, so that was Sunday, so this is Monday. But this goes pretty quick, and it's very relaxing. What do you use for your days and number in your journal? Do you use a variety? I know I used to I like doing that. I like, some months I like to, have it match my page. I'll wait and do it as I go. But then sometimes just adding this little extra step into a journal page tends to add some more time to it. So I know this week I'm already well into the week. And so I just need it to get a week's worth prepped while I'm sitting here and chatting with you. So that was Tuesday. I'm just making sure I'm still on track. Am I sharing the screen with you? Because I know I have a tendency not to. Can you name the movie that came from? Are you a child at heart like I am? To not to. Name that movie. Wednesday the 4th. And I wish I had printed the prompt week before I did this, but I don't think it will print until I get some more ink. So, and like I said, I'm going to need 3 more of these. So, if you get these, you'll have to print them twice. Thursday, Friday. There we go. Yeah, it feels good. I wanted to come in here and work on some of this before, but I hadn't finished signing. I hadn't finished sewing in my signature. And so I had to, it helps to have your signature sewn in before you can start journaling, right? Well, I didn't finish it the day that I made that video where I made the cover. And I knew I wouldn't get right back to it if I didn't do it that day, but I didn't. So it's all right. It got done. It got done in due time. Okay. So I have a mess. Break this in the garbage can before I end up raking it on my floor. Alrighty. I gave my pages a little bit more time to dry too, so kind of like them just kind of angled in that corner. And all of these I'm just going to put up in that top corner. And that is where I like it. It's kind of like, why bother changing it if you don't want. Now, there's a page where I'm like, dang, I really wish I had the top space, but it rarely happens. And it is more helpful that I get it prepped, and have it done so that for like this week, I can just come in and throw stuff in the journal, right? how do you do yours? Do you do your days and numbers all at one time, or do you do them as you go? Or like me, in some combination of that. Okay, y'all, I'm fixing to say it. I like the purple. I like it. I like this dark purple. I'm not necessarily a lavender fan, but I like this darker purple. Kind of a grape purple. So there, I said it. Thursday, making sure I'm still on track with my days and dates. Yeah, this was definitely an easy shape to cut. So that was nice. But times like this, when I have, sometimes it's just easier to do all the same. And so if I have a theme, then, you know, like this, then it's so much easier not to have to look through your stash each day, you know. Now, sometimes that's fun, and I haven't done it in a while, but I do like a variety of numbers, and, you know, it gives your journal a little bit more variety. But I don't know, there's sometimes I just want certain colors. And, I mean, let's face it, purple doesn't match with everything, so we're going to make it match. See, here's one I didn't put the purple on. I guess I only did yellow on this one. But again, if I decide I want some more color, I can either add it in paper or I can add it to the page. And I don't have that much Halloween paper, as you saw in one of my videos. But what I do have has a lot of purple in it, and that's why I wanted this kit, because, you know, it's cutesy stuff, and it's just got playful purple. I don't know. I just thought it was playful. And I was in the mood for playful, not serious. Now, these are my pumpkins, and this is what I call a little more serious, or, I mean, it can be playful too, but they're not like animated. They're not like cartoonish like these are, you know. Now, next month, I will probably alternate between the leaves and the pumpkins. And, you know, because really we don't get into pumpkin season until November anyway. I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time growing pumpkins because it's just so hot. They don't like it. Now that one I may use for the 31st. I did that one so that just in case you wanted one that said, you know, 31st and had a witch's hat on it. Trying to think of what I would want. I'm probably going to cover this with paper, like some of my scrapbook paper I want to use. Maybe that purpley one I was talking about that I can't put my hands on right now. But, and then, I don't know, the little kitty witch is kind of cute. Well, I will see. But in the meantime, I think, is there anything we want to change? I just kind of wanted to see what it looked like. You know, that has very little purple. I wanted to see what I liked better before I did too much of it. Got a glue booger in here. Yep. Let me see if I can find that paper. I kind of want to go on, but I know that I'm not going to be able to finish it in one video. So, I thought maybe we would play with some paper. Let's see what I have. Okay, this is not for that. This is some journals I'm going to be making for my daughter. This is like a white polka dot, tone on tone polka dot. And this is kind of a sage green, got a texture to it. I made her a journal when she was here in July. And my daughter's coming again in 2 weeks. And she wanted me to make, for this event she's going to, she's got like 6 or 8 ladies that are going. And she wants me to make them all a journal. So I'm going to make them in those colors. She likes just neutral colors. All right. So you know what that is. That's footballs. And I've yet to use one. Okay, so this is, to me, more next month. And this is either... See, this has that teal in it, and I love that. And I probably should have used more of that in last month. But in November, I'm going to probably have teal again in my journal. That's boring. Okay, this is kind of spooky. This is not... Okay, it doesn't scare me. Like, you know. But it's not necessarily my thing. I think because it has the pinks and the blue, it's not my thing. Doesn't mean I won't use it for like a tag or something like that. But... And this is just kind of bland. But it's just scraps of paper that came in a journal. Or no, I'm sorry. Scraps of paper that came in a pack. So I probably would do, and I might use that on there. That doesn't look bad. I'm going to put that up and see, this is that kind of what I'm going to use for my cover next month. And this just says cranberries, pumpkin pie. That is definitely November for me. And this is just orange, which I could use this. It really matches that orange. If I'm going to decorate it, I might would want a kind of a solid-ish background. This is, to me. It's just black and orange, which I know that's classic Halloween. It's got witches and crows and all that. Again, it's not scary to me, but it's kind of more of that spooky feel. And jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, I do have this, and I do want to use this. Of course, it has a 31 on it, too. I like this candy time. And I think these little witches' feet are cute. Trick or treat, smell my feet. I think that is precious. Hopefully we'll get to carve pumpkins this year. So I'll make sure to use that. And anyway, happy Halloween. But this is the more playful stuff that I like. And that's why I did those colors and the candy corn and, well, just all the candy. So, jack-o'-lanterns. Here we go. So I think this one's cute. But I will probably save this and use this for Halloween. Where is... the one I'm trying to get to? Here it is. Here is the one that, and I think is precious. It's got the cute little girl witch and the little owl and the little bat, and they all have smiley faces. And it has the little cat with the witch's hat and candy corn. So, although it does say Happy Halloween though. So I might not want it on my cover page. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not going to do it today, but tell me what you would vote for. Go plainer. Well, see, I just don't think that I want... I mean, this matches really well. But I don't think I want the whole journal Halloween. And that definitely is Halloween to me. Now, I'll probably cut this up and make tags, maybe. Or pockets or something like that. Just to add embellishment on paper. On my pages. But I think I want something... This sure is cute. I don't know. This is just me thinking. Do y'all do this? It's like this seemingly painful process just to think of what you want. As plain as this is, I'm almost thinking this is what I want. I can't decide. I keep turning it this way because I would probably cut it to where there's a border around the whole thing. Because, see, I could find October. Of course, the front already says October. I don't have to have that. Where's my little kitty? I could put either my pumpkins on that or my little kitty cat might match that. I don't know. Let's cut them out. How are we doing on time? Well, I wasn't planning on this being that long of a video. But I'm just kind of loosely cutting them out. I mean, obviously I don't want Happy Halloween on there. But, and this is very Halloween. Well, I could have done a little bit better job than that. This might be more Halloween than I want on my cover page, too. Yeah. He doesn't, I don't like it. Don't like it. That was an easy decision. Anyway, I think I'll stick to pumpkin, or you know what? I might find a magazine. Maybe that's what we'll do in the next video. Well, I need to journal. I need to do an actual journal video and journal these days before I get too far behind. And then maybe we'll go through somewhere in there and dig through, because I've been waiting to go through my fall magazines. And maybe we'll find a cool magazine collage or something to put on the front. What do you, oh, I didn't put my pockets on the front. Well, look at me. I'll have to figure that out and add some pockets. But anyway, all right, I'm not going to keep any longer. I just wanted to come on and prep a few pages. And yeah, that's how I'm doing it this month. So tell me what you think. Do you like it with the purple? Do you like this, the orange, yellow, and purple combination? It definitely matches the numbers and the days. Or do you, I need some orange in here, I think. I like this. It has more orange and just little hints of purple. Or then we've got just the plain yellow. And mostly orange with a little bit of yellow. I don't know, I like the variety. So that's what I'm doing. I thought I would just bring you along for a piece of it anyway. And all right, it got me started in my journal. So now I can just kind of, that warms me up. So now we'll get ready to do some actual journaling. Go get my stuff together and I'll come back and we will journal. You have a great rest of your day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.